Welcome to your new stretching video. Today we're going to start in the chair for a couple of stretches and then we're going to come to standing and kind of work some on the floor as well. So just to give you a good variety here. So we're going to start with your hamstring stretch here. Also kind of engaging the core depending on which variation you take. So this will be a toe reach here. So you can engage the quad, lifting the leg up here to start with. Okay, that engages the core and then you're reaching towards that toe, feeling that lengthening up the back of that leg. If this is too much for you, you can always place that foot down here and reach towards the toes that way. So flexing through that foot as if the toes are coming back to your face, and then just keeping a nice flat back as best you can here, not rounding through the spine, just keeping it nice and lifted. Okay, so you'll do a couple of deep breaths here, in through the nose, out through the mouth, trying to just settle into that stretch a little bit here. I take about 5 breaths each side. Stop there, and of course making sure that you're balanced on the other side. So again, you can start here as your lower modification, or bringing it up, engaging that core, reaching for that toe. Okay, that's your first one. Then we're going to get a little into the wrists and hands, especially for those of you who are typing on those computers all day. So the palm faces you, or not you, but away from you, I should say. Placing the other hand by the fingers, and then pressing it back this way. Really nice stretch for those wrists. So just a gentle, nothing to force or anything here. And then doing it to the other side. So again, you stay balanced. So that's one. You can also take the wrists here, just actively pull down a little bit and then finding a couple of rolls with the hands. That always helps a lot as well. Okay, so each side, getting that in there. Okay, perfect. From here, I'm going to come off of the chair. We're going to find some lateral stretches here in lunge, so getting a little bit of the inner thighs. So you're taking a little bit wider base, and then you're going to go side to side. So it's an active stretch here, just like that. And again, we want to make sure that when we're leaning over to each side, your knee is tracking in line with your toe. It's not going past it. So keeping your weight slightly back here. Good. Then, what I want you to do is you're going to come onto the floor here. This is a huge one for those of you who sit a lot throughout the day, especially because if you think that we're sitting here, your hip flexor is engaged all day long, and we're just not meant to sit all day. So this one's a good one to combat that. So you're here. I want you to find your knee over your ankle on this one, and then it's going to be a slight tuck of the pelvis, and then you lean forward here, so you should feel a really nice stretch right here in your hip flexor. Always a really good stretch to combat all that sitting that we can do sometimes during the day. You can also take the hands up overhead here, and I typically always stretch into the bent knee, whatever feels good for you. So that's just an added side body stretch if you need it. And then coming back to center. And then again, making sure, I'll show it from this side, making sure that you switch and do both sides. So slight tuck, lean forward, and again, maybe you're taking that added side body stretch here just to open up that side body. Good. I'm gonna come back to the chair, I forgot this one. But you're gonna work in a little bit of core as well while we're sitting here. So you sit nice and tall, you're gonna have your legs up, and then you're gonna find little scissor kicks. So a really good one to engage the core. You have those handles there if you need it. Actively breathing into the nose, out to the mouth. Also a good one for the inner thighs, to squeeze those inner thighs. I would do it for about 30 seconds, or a little less depending on how it feels for you. Good. Okay, from here, we're gonna work on the back of our chair here. We're gonna do some calf raises. We're gonna get into our calves here. So, no death grips here on the chair, just lightly having the hands here for balance, or you can take them away if you wanna work on that balance. So we're lifting those heels, and then I challenge you to hover, and then lift. Hover, and lift. So you're doing a couple of repetitions, again, maybe 30 seconds this way, up and down, and then I challenge you maybe 15 seconds after that, finding a quicker little pulse. That'll start to get that burn going in those calves. So that's a really good one for the back of those legs. Good, awesome. Then our last one's gonna be our forward fold. Super important, especially for hamstring flexibility and whatnot. So again, making sure if you're at the back of your chair to have some space. You're gonna inhale, hands up overhead, reaching tall through those fingertips. Exhale, swan dive over to your forward fold. So a big one here is people tend to lift their neck, so just let that tension go in the neck and just let it relax here. You can also, if you have feet a little bit farther apart, find a little ragdoll side to side. Again, just loosening up the back of those legs. From here, you can take your feet closer back together. You can inhale to a halfway lift where you have a flat back. Exhale, fold. Stepping the feet together, you can also work those quads a little bit more, finding a chair pose, or like a squat. Finding your breath. Exhale, forward fold. You can roll it up, one vertebrae at a time. And the last thing I'll add here, just open up the chest here, especially because again, if we're forward rounded, working on that computer, this is a good way to open up the chest. So you're gonna take the hands back behind the back, interlace those fingers, draw the chest open, inhale, maybe lift the gaze, exhale, forward fold, and then finally just get a nice little shoulder stretch there. And then when you feel good after a couple of breaths here, you can release those hands down, roll it up, one vertebrae at a time, maybe taking a couple shoulder rolls. And there you have it, another stretching video for you guys, good energy breaks, just get up and walk around and make sure you're getting that stretching in. Have a good one.